Hi, welcome to Angela's Anything Show, and today I'm gonna recap Big Brother 19 thus far. Now, for those who are not into Big Brother and who did not watch my recaps last year, this video is not for you unless you like listening to me talk with a messy top bun in my bedroom wall. But if you did watch the Big Brother recaps I did last year, then here we go. I didn't feel like doing a full summary after each episode this year, and a few people asked me if I would. You know, the show is on 3 times a week, so to be able to commit to recapping in a timely fashion was just like, I didn't want to. But seeing as this week is the halfway point, which means there's a double eviction coming, I thought good a time as any to kind of recap what's going on so far. This season of Big Brother started instantly. I was like, holy shit, this is such a good season. Normally it takes a few weeks for things to really get cooking and people to really start playing, but I feel like this season started off with a bang. Let's get into it. So anyone who's watching this show knows that for the first half of the season, it was like the Cody and Jess versus the House saga. Without getting into too much detail, I thought that whole thing was really fucked up. Look, I didn't like Cody and Jess at the beginning like everybody else, but actually I kind of feel like they ended up becoming my favorite players, and everyone in the house was such bullies, and I did not like it at all, and I felt like all that Jess Cody bullying was just, it was totally beyond normal gameplay. People were piling on, they were following Paul, and above all else, people love an excuse to be a jerk. And I think in that type of situation, it's like, yay, an excuse to bully, and like, it's just mob mentality, and I think that's really what happened. So I lost a ton of respect for players that I really liked before. My favorite player before that was Alex. She's a fucking bitch. She just piled on with everybody else, and I just have grown to not really trust her. Also, Paul, yeah, he's good TV, but like, what the fuck? I mean, I can't hate on Paul, like Paul's game is really good, but people are just like following him. But anyway, I need to have some order, some reason to my rhyme to my reason. Also, my camera battery is at 30%, so I can't talk for like an hour. And like my top bun is falling, and that's like the crux of this. Okay, so the Cody and Jess show, everyone was like bullying them, piling on, did not like that at all. And finally, eventually, they managed to get Jess out, which by the time they got Jess out last week, she had become my like favorite player. And also, I love her East Coast vibes because she's not afraid to be in someone's face, and I feel like she wasn't like screaming in people's faces in a ridiculous way like, Josh, but she was just like, fuck you. I also love how she was so strong in the house and so tough and never cried ever. Even though Cody cried, which is weird because I'm like, I didn't know you had a heart. But as soon as she got out of the house, as I knew would happen, she's crying to Julie because, you know, when you're a chick, you're a tough ass bitch, and then when you finally have a moment to be like, okay, it's like waterworks, Frankie Angel, but whatever. Love Jess, sad that she's gone, wish that she had made it to jury. I don't know what these people are thinking having Josh around in jury. Who would ever want to hang out with him? He's the worst. You feel bad for him, like people are being mean to him, but he's the biggest bully there is. He's an antagonizer. And then as soon as someone says something that hurts his feelings on a personal level, he fucking goes and cries, and everyone's like cooing and patting him. I can't stand it. So he can sit and say to Mark, whatever, he's so boring. He can sit and say to Mark, your personality sucks, you're so lame and boring, nobody likes you. That's not a personal attack. Doesn't he understand that as soon as Jess, Cody, Mark, and Elena are out, he's next? You fucking idiot. Whatever. So, Jess is out. She famously used her temptation to save Cody, but I see what she's saying in that he was my partner in the game, and that was the move. But I don't know, it's hard. Women's fatal flaw, you know, they fuck up their shit for a guy. So now Cody's in the house, and this week it's like they're getting Cody out and they're gonna backdoor Cody. That's where we're at right now. I guess now I'll just go through all the players and like what I think of their game so far. So, okay, we already talked about Jess. We don't need to talk about like Ramses and Jillian and shit. And like poor Crab Cake, what was his name that got out? Lobster Claw? I don't know. The first guy eliminated. Oh no, that was Cameron. Oh no, wait. I'm thinking of Big Brother OTT. Never mind. Oh, rest in peace, Lobster Claw. Okay, so that was a shout out to Stina. Okay, so who's left? Alex, you know my thoughts. I think that in terms of like overall strategy, social, and physical gameplay, she's the best. But I just feel like I want to like the person, and I feel like I lost respect for her. And then I like watch a lot of live feeds, and she's always like going like this, talking about she's gonna kick some ass. It's like, calm down. Also, why do all the girls on the show have such huge tits? Do any of the girls on the show have real tits? What the fuck? Jess's were big, but they actually looked real. Not that there's anything wrong with big tits, but it's like, I'm over here feeling bad about my little boobies. Mark. He seems like a really nice person. He cries way too much. But as far as gameplay, don't really respect his... he didn't gang in on the bullying at all, and he never does, and he gets picked on a lot, so I respect that. But as a gameplay, yeah, he's a flip-flopper. I love how people accuse him of being a flip-flopper and going to where the power is. Yeah, that's called Big Brother. So I think he's finally now waking up, but is it too little too late? Elena, no respect at all. She walks around as if she has some type of really good personality. She's like the Meg of this season, only not likable. Who else? Okay, Elena, big tits. Oh, let's go to the next showmance. So, Raven and Matt. I don't know how many of you people watch live feeds. It's only something I've been getting into this season as I'm really delving deep into the Big Brother obsession. But she is WT, and that's fine. You need a little WT in your life. But she also, as anyone who watches the feeds knows, or like just follows the show at all, she literally makes up illnesses. Even if her little heart valve thing is real, like that's cool. No gameplay, nothing, extremely confrontational. Nobody in the house really likes her. And her and Matt are just strictly like a showmance. He knows she's fucking insane. He's way too hot for her. And now he's probably like, oh shit, now I'm in this showmance with this completely unhinged psychopath, and I have to just stick it out with her, else she'll like try to castrate me in the middle of the night. Hold on, my battery's dying. I knew that was gonna happen. Be right back. Okay, I'm back on a different camera. You can probably tell. Quality's a little different. And now I can see just like how crazy I look. All right, so let's talk about Matt. Matt, at first glance, I'm like, he's definitely the hottest one in the house, but his extreme floater ass kisser status is so unattractive, and I just don't respect his game at all. And I feel like he thinks, oh, I know, I'll just agree with what everyone says to do, and that way people will see I'm trustworthy and reliable. It's like, no, you're gonna go right after right after Mark and Elena go. What are you thinking? And it's just weird because I feel like every year they throw some people in the house where you're like, did you ever watch the show? Or are you just here randomly? Like, did you just get lost and stumble onto the Big Brother set? Play the fucking game. So he's not doing shit. And the weird fights between he and Raven, which I don't know if you've seen some of the clips on like YouTube and stuff, where they just like will trash the house, like play fighting with each other. Oh my god, I would be so over that so quickly. Anyway, Google it if you didn't see it. It's like Matt and Raven have a messy fight. So I don't respect his gameplay. Not into it. You know, a lot of these people are so fucking boring. It's like, I don't have any respect for people that get into the Big Brother house and instantly are like, I'm into showmance, and then like, okay, so that's just like what you're gonna do the whole time. At least Jess and Cody like played, although they both played better when the other's not there. But now what's funny is that all these showmances, like, they're getting sick of each other. It's like, yeah, because you started dating so early. Like, you should have started the showmance now, you dummy. Okay, so who's left? Kevin. Kevin is like your typical floater in that he's like, he's the old guy, and people keep him around because they like him, and he's non-threatening, and he's like a father figure in the house. But he shot himself in the foot because he tried to work some type of thing with Cody last week, and he kind of fucked up. So people are questioning him. Now, what he should have done when everyone was like, why are you talking to Cody? From Sunday's episode, I would have been like, look guys, person to person, gameplay aside, I don't feel comfortable ignoring another human being when I'm sitting having breakfast. We all know that Cody's going home, so I'm just talking to him as a person. I don't feel comfortable isolating somebody like that. He's out the door anyway, so that's what I'm doing. I don't get it. So that's that story with Kevin. So Kevin will be around maybe a little longer, but I think he would have stayed even longer, but he kind of fucked up. But and I like Kevin because he's a Boston guy, East Coast guy, and out of all the like fatherly figure floater types that have been in the house, I think I like him the best. When he does try to play though, it's like, come on, you're not being strategic. So then there's Kevin. Oh, Josh. Fuck him. He sucks. Jason. I like Jason, and I think he's playing a pretty good game, but I think he's found a good alliance. He has a lot of trust. He's a pretty good competitor, but I also think he's keeping his options open, as you saw with his like combo with Mark, or I feel like he's also like, maybe there's some more, because this is the thing. Once they start getting these showmances out, then they're going to have to start picking off each other. So everyone's like, oh, when's Mark and Elena out and Coda out? Then we're gold. And it's like, no, then one of you's going to go out. Like, what do you think? Big Brother's only one winner. So I think that if he keeps going where he's at and kind of starts maybe secretly pivoting a bit, I think he's actually in a really good position. So we'll see. I wish he would show a little more personality. And I also wish that he would shave his head and just go bald by choice, BBC, because you're not fooling anybody under that cowboy hat. Okay, so then we have Christmas. I think Christmas is in a really weird situation because she's used to being a top competitor and she got hurt from some stupid ass fucking reason right at the beginning of the show, which really sucks, and her foot's all jacked up. So considering the fact that she had like foot surgery and is on a fucking boot the whole show, I think that she personally, like in real life, obviously is a very, well, we know this from her jobs and stuff, like she's hardcore, like that's very badass and I really respect that. But for someone who really can't compete, I think that she needs to work on her social game, and I don't just mean picking a fight and being a cunt for no reason to be one of Paul's minions. Christmas. I mean, actually a social game with strategy, not just picking on freaking Mark, who can hardly defend himself. And stop saying honey boo boo or whatever. What is everyone saying sweetie cutie boo boo? What is everyone talking like that? And like gets all southern as soon as she's having a confrontation. It's like, she talks a lot of shit for somebody who hasn't done shit. Oh, she's definitely the hottest girl in the house too. What is left is Cody and Paul. Cody, I think he fucked up the first week by doing some stupid shit when he was HOH, which I think he made a snafu, and I don't think he meant to really nominate Christmas. I think there was other people he just didn't think of. I think he was nervous. It was the start of the show. Honestly, that's the vibe I got. And like, I thought he was an insane psychopath too. I hated him and Jess at the beginning. But now I think that what it really is like, I think he's just like maybe kind of a weird guy in real life, isn't such a social butterfly. And he's just like maybe a little awkward or shy of a person. And I think he isn't as smooth of a talker as some of these people and isn't an ass kisser, marches to his own drummer. So I think people, instead of being like, oh, I think he's just kind of weird, they're like, yes, he's an asshole. And they like use it as their excuse to latch on and be bullies. When in the reality of the situation is he seems like he's a perfectly fine, nice guy. And also physically, he's like a top competitor. He could work on his strategy a bit more, but who knows? I mean, I don't know what I'd do. That house is like stacked against you like that, but, I don't know. Like, obviously his social game is not strong at all, but I just don't think he's this terrible monster that people are trying to portray him to be. I think he's just kind of a weirdo, and who isn't? And I'm rooting for him. I wish that Jess had stayed and he had gone. I feel like he thinks that too. Doesn't look good for him this week, but I would love nothing more for him to win veto or for some shit to get shaken up. I also totally forgot that he already got voted out and then came back in, which is really badass, but I just worry that if he goes this week, then what's next? Then what's the next excitement? Will it just be trying to get Paul out, or is he going to continue to run the show? Which leads me to Paul. Paul, he is from last year, and now there's some rumors that like CBS is like paying him to do the show and that they like discovered him. I don't know, I don't care really, but I can't hate on Paul's game. He's obviously playing a great game. I thought after the first few weeks of him like running the show trying to get Cody out that the smart move would have been for him to kind of hang back so that people don't get annoyed that he's running shit, but he doesn't seem to need to. Everyone is obsessed with him, and I mean, he does know how to play the game, as he'll say over and over. He was on Big Brother before. And he probably doesn't want to lose again, but fuck, how boring would that be if the rest of the show is just the Paul show, you know? Also, I'm still not clear on what he does in real life. I'm still not clear on that. So, yeah, that's basically it so far. I think, like I said, the season started really good. I think now people are kind of like getting annoyed that it's turning into the Paul show. And I think that the best thing that could happen is that Cody stays in and like they try to get Paul out or something. I want the whole house to get flipped upside down. I'm hoping it's not one of those starts with a bang and then ends really boring seasons. So we'll see. We're halfway through. It is crazy, all like the bullying and piling on that pots and pans and stuff. I find that to be totally unacceptable. Predictions for this week, I don't know, I'm gonna throw this out there. My prediction is that Cody's gonna win the veto, and he's gonna, he'll win the veto, and Elena wants him to pull her down. Maybe he'll pull her down because he thinks she'll like get on his side. That's a number. And then somebody else will have to go up, and it'll probably be Raven. That would be my guess. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the season of Big Brother thus far, and I will hit you up with another one of these when the season comes to an end. So thank you for watching this special episode of Angela's Anything Show. See you next time. Goodbye. I don't know why I think it's okay to just do these videos looking like this. I mean, I guess it looked fine, but like, I guess you're supposed to look pretty.